Dr. Hamdani Rizwana ma'am, Vice Principal Dr. Arif Anjum, IQSC Coordinator Dr. Shakib Ahmed, respected academic head Professor Imran Ahmed, and Honorable Chief Guest of today's webinar, Professor Hitesh Narayan Wankhede, and all my colleagues and dear students. Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure to welcome you all to this insightful webinar on Waves of Change, Unlocking the Potential of Renewable Energy as we navigate the challenges of climate change and energy sustainability. The role of renewable energy has become more crucial than ever. Today's session aims to explore the vast potential of clean energy sources and their impact on a sustainable future. We are honored to have with us our esteemed chief guest, Professor Hitesh Narayan Wankhede. To begin this session, I would like to invite Dr. Rizwana Hamdani ma'am, our honorable principal, to deliver the welcome note. Over to you, ma'am.
Huh? Ma'am, Professor, our academic supervisor, Professor Imran Ahmed, HOD of the Department of Chemistry, Zinira ma'am, our an honorable guest of this fine morning, I heartily welcome the chief speaker and guest of this fine morning for this program. I hope that this program will be beneficial for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm words and for setting the tone for today's webinar. Now, moving forward, let us understand the aims and objectives of this webinar. To this, I invite Professor Imran Ahmed. Over to you, sir. ये पेज हो गया ये पेज हो गया अब
Hello. Yes, Zinera ma'am. Am I audible?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue.
Commerce and Science College, Malegaon City. It is my pleasure to have the honor of delivering aims and objectives for the today's one-day national level webinar on waves of change, the unlocking the potential of renewable energy, organized by the Department of Physics. The webinar Waves of Change Unlocking the Potential of Renewable Energy is designed to explore the crucial role of renewable energy in shaping sustainable future. As the world faces increasing environmental changes, the need for clean and efficient energy source has become more urgent than ever. This session aims to have enhanced awareness about various renewable energy technologies, their advancements, and their potential impact on global energy system. By the end of this session, we hope to inspire individual researchers and policymakers to actively contribute towards green future, making renewable energy a key driver of environmental and economic progress. I congratulate and thankful to the Department of Physics for inviting me to present the aims and objectives of this national level webinar. Thank you. Thank you very much. Over to you, Zinira ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for outlining the vision and goals of this session. Now it is time to introduce our distinguished chief guest. To do this, I invite Professor Rahim from Department of Chemistry to share some words about our guest. Over to you, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay.
Good morning to all of you. I am honored to be here today among the such esteemed guests and researchers. My name is Professor Remani Mudassi from Department of Chemistry. It is honor to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Professor Hitesh Narayane Wankhede. He is a dedicated academician with expertise in material science and physics. He is a dedicated academician with expertise in material science and physics and has achieved remarkable academic excellence, securing ranks in this MSc and BSc studies. Currently, he serves as a faculty member at KAM Patil Arts, Commerce and Kai Anna Sahib N.K. Patil Science Senior College, Pimpalned, Dhule, where he teaches various subjects including quantum mechanics, classical mechanics, material science, and solar energy applications. Professor Wankhede has actively contributed to the research community, participating in numerous national, international conferences, workshops, and research initiatives, including engagements at IIT Bombay and IISc Bangalore. His involvement as a mentor for Avishkar 2024 and 25 and his contribution to scientific advancements highlights his dedication to innovation and education. We are privileged to have him with us today and we look forward for his valuable insight. Please join me in welcoming Professor Hitesh Narayane Wankhede. Over to Zinira ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, Over to you, sir. Professor Hitesh Narayan, sir.
Okay. Am I audible, ma'am? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you, sir, for introducing me. Before I start, before I start, I'm going to thanks to some organizing committees. Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please
Okay.
continue.
Okay. So first of all, I'm thanking to organizing committee, uh, principal ma'am, Dr. Andani Rizwana, Dr. Anjum, Vice Principal of MGV's Arts, Commerce and Science College, Malegaon. Then IQSC Coordinate, Dr. Shakib Ahmed, and HOD of Physics, Professor Zinira Khanam ma'am, and also all the members and professors from the MGV's College, Arts, Commerce and Science, Malegaon City. So I'm going to share my presentation. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Can you share my presentation?
Okay.
Sharing window is not visible on my interface. You can share PPT presentation, ma'am. Okay, okay. That's right.
Few second.
Okay. So okay. So I will start. It is visible to all of us. It is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Should I start, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, please start.
Okay, ma'am. So okay. Okay. So now it is visible to me. Okay. So I will. I'm going to start my presentation. Okay, so I'm very thankful to MGV's Arts, Commerce, and Science College for inviting me as a resource person for one day national webinar on waves of change, unlocking the potential of renewable energy. Next, ma'am. Okay, so this is the slide. This slide contains the contents of a full webinar. Okay, so webinar from my side, it is a topics covered by me in this presentation. Next, ma'am. Okay. Okay. So presentations. It is not
Sorry, sir.
Ma'am, please share PDF file. I'm unable to share from my side.
Sir, please share from your side. If there is technical problem.
So here also, ma'am, there is technical problems. I'm not. My window is not showing a share link.
बे क्लास में अदब से बैठो है
Like देख
Just a minute. Hello, ma'am. शेयर का होत नाही.
Hello. Sir, please share your PPT and on your PPT.
Yes, ma'am. Not sharing here.
Sir, on your PPT.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm.
So now it is visible. Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
जी सर जी.
Okay, okay, okay. So now, first of all, I'm start with the content. Okay. So first, the first slide contains some contents which are including what is renewable energy, innovation in renewable energy, and the future of sustainable energy, potential of renewable energy, why renewable energy, climate change, and renewable energy, way to transition toward renewable energy, is EV contributes to net zero, vision of Indian governments toward renewable energy, and then conclusion and source of information. So I will start with this. What is renewable energy? So renewable energy means energy which are not deflated. Means these energies are an infinite amount in the atmosphere in the nature. Okay, so like solar energy, wind energy, these are the types of energy. Also hydroelectric powers, biomass energy, tidal energy. Okay, so these are the renewable energies types. Now there are two types of energies: renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Rest of the world is engaging into the use of non-renewable energy sources. Okay, but what happened due to the consumption of non-renewable energy sources, non-renewable energy sources, uh, including fossil fuels, and due to burning of these fossil fuels and other forms of non-renewable energy sources, it emits carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and other greenhouse gases. And due to these gases, there is a blanket form around the Earth's atmosphere, and this is the blanket which is responsible for the greenhouse effect, and also to climate change. So renewable energy generated from natural resources, sunlight, wind, tides, geothermal heat, etc. Okay, these are the renewable form of energy. So like fossil fuels, due to the burning of fossil fuels, lots of greenhouse gases are emitted. But in case of renewable energy, there is a fraction of emission of a carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. So the most common renewable energy sources are solar powers, wind powers, hydro powers, geothermal energy, biomass energy, etc. Okay. So this is the image showing some types of renewable energies. Now, next slides. So, what are the innovations in renewable energy and the future of sustainable energy from this renewable energy advancement? Okay. So now this graph is tells about the modern renewable energy generation in India over the years. Okay, as we see in the graph, uh, we we observe that the hydro power plants contributes more in modern renewable energy generation. After that, solar, wind, and other renewable energies, including biomass. As we see in the plot from the 2010, there is a sudden rise in a solar energy sector, which is an exponential growth in a solar energy sector from 2010 to 2023. Okay, and hydropower plant contributes 149.19 terawatt hours of power generation. Solar energy contributes 113.41 terawatt hours. Wind energy contributes 82.10 terawatt hours, and other renewable energy including biomass, which is contribute 37.28 terawatt hours. Okay, so this is the plot of modern renewable energy generation in India versus over the year. So according to Ministry of New and Renewable Energy in India, so India's renewable energy capacity rising from 2014 to 2024 is about in 2020 in 2014. India reached up to the 76.38 gigawatt of solar power capacity or renewable energy capacity, and they and in 2024 India reached up to 203.1 gigawatt of energy, which is comes from the renewable energy sectors. So India having expectation to grow up to the 500 gigawatt in upcoming years with up to the 2030. So India ranked fourth position globally in the renewable energy sectors. So, and fourth in a wind power and fifth in the solar photovoltaic power. In 2024, India harnessed energy from renewable sectors crossed 200 gigawatt, which is a remarkable thing for Indian. So, and in 2000 in 200 gigawatts, solar energy contributes 85 gigawatt, hydropower contributes 46, wind power contributes 46 gigawatt, biopower contributes 10 gigawatt, and small hydropower contributes 5 gigawatt. Okay, so now I'm going to explain. So solar energy, wind energy, hydroelectric energy, geothermal energy, biofuel energy. Okay, so these are the main renewable energy resources. So solar energy first, solar energy, which is in abundant, which is abundant and infinite. So solar energy converted to electrical energy, it's having a two method. First one is photo voltaic conversion, second one is photothermal conversion. So for in case of photovoltaic conversion, the photons are converted into the electric field, and in case of photothermal conversion, photons are converted into the heat or temperature. Okay, so the solar cell absorbs solar radiations from the sun, and it converts into the exciton, and that are excitons are moving through the generator, and we got the solar power or solar energy. Now next one is wind energy. So wind energy is due to the airflow. Okay, so wind energy is contribute wind energy contributes more in renewable energy sectors. Okay, so now next one is hydroelectric power, hydroelectric energy sector. So electric energy, it is energy which is comes from the water or tides. So due to the flow of waters, the uh, turbines are get rotated, and due to the mechanical energy, due to the this turbines motion, mechanical energy may gets converted into electrical energy. This is about the hydroelectric energy. So in a in India, the almost around the 40% of renewable energies comes from the hydroelectric power plants. So amongst all these hydroelectric energy plants, the Koina plants, which is situated in Maharashtra, it is a biggest hydroelectric power plant in our country, which having a capacity of around 2000 megawatt of generation of electricity. Now next one is geothermal energy. So that geothermal energy means the energy which is come from the earth crust. Okay, so this energy is we get this energy from the energy difference between the surface of the earth and the core of the earth. Okay, now next one is bioenergy and biofuels. So bioenergy and biofuels, it is a trademark for next generation. So it is comes from the sugar cane, maize, and other products. Okay, so it is comes from the agricultural waste, forest waste, animal waste, microbial waste, weeds, and other organic matter in a source. From the beginning of human civilization, people use that organic energy, which is bioenergy and biofuels. Now next one, this is the main core of this presentation. What is the potential of renewable energy? So as we know, the solar energy and other form of renewable energy are in abundant in nature. and also and it's having a potential to the sustainability. So I'm talking about the solar radiations first. About 1000 watt per meter square solar radiations come from the solars every day on the earth planet, and it's average about 360 watt per meter square. And also so solar constant, which is 1361 watt per meter square, which is comes from the solar into the earth atmosphere, which is a solar constant. So from this energy, we use only fraction of energy for our utilization in the energy sectors and other form of energies. Solar energy and wind energy are the most purest form of renewable energies, and these energies are inexhaustible. Okay, so it's having a these energies are in unlimited manners. Now next one is technological advancement. So we need to technological advancement to improve the RE sectors, making more efficient and affordable and reliable. Okay, so these technological advancements may leads to efficient, affordable, and reliable energy sector. Now technical advancements in, so increasing efficiency of solar cell. So nowadays about 30% of efficiency, about 30% efficiency having to solar cell. Now new solar cells are coming in market, which are tandem solar cell, perovskite solar cells, which having efficiencies about the 30%. But nowadays, or uh, rest of the world using only silicon solar cell because it is more efficient to the atmosphere and other things. Now next one, economic opportunities. So due to the technical advancements and upbringing into the renewable energy sector, there is more there are more opportunities to people about to get jobs. Skilled worker needs to manufacturing renewable energy and companies. Then R&D also R&D mostly contributes to the economic opportunities. Now investing build and new industries and experts, these are the main requirements for the economic growth. Now next one is global growth. Now next one is global growth. So expected renewable energy capacity in the world will be triple by 23. It is a statement by United Nations. Means today 17% of energy we are utilizing from the renewable energy sectors, and up to 2030 it is expected to it's a triple, that means 17 into 3, which is the expectations of United Nation. Now, in the renewable energy sectors, China contributes more. About 40% contributes China in the renewable energy sectors. Now, what are the challenges and considerations in for implementing these renewable energies? So, uh, renewable energies components having a high cost. Okay, so solar cell having a high cost, so it is not affordable to every person or every individual. Next one is the land acquisition. So land acquisition is very important factors for renewable energy sector. To identify or select a land which having a potential for taking renewable energy from these devices. Now storage concern. So now most of the industries are working for a storage capacity upbringing. So grid balancing challenge and environmental impacts. Okay, so these renewable energy sectors impacting less than the fuel energy than the fossil fuel energy sectors. Now next one, why renewable energies? So why we adopt renewable energies? So there are some points. First one is climate change. So climate change is alarming situations for rest of the world. Then reducing environmental impact. Next one, cleaner air and improve public health. For improving public health, it is important to adopt renewable energy. According to WHO, about 90% of Indians are under the threat of this air pollutions and other which are coming from the fuel burning, means fossil fuel burning. The next one is sustainable developments. As the United Nations said, some SDGs, which is sustainable development goals, from for achieving these SDGs, we have to adopt renewable energy, and then it is possible to complete these 17 SDGs. Now, energy independence and security. So energy independence and security is the more important for the rest of the world, for peoples. Then economic growth and job creation. This is one of the important point for adopting the renewable energy. And also cost effectiveness. Okay, so rising of fossil fuels prices, so it is important to take the renewable energy which is cost effective. Now next one, climate change and renewable energy. So, due to the fossil fuel burning, climate is continuously changing. So, climate change affecting every region of the earth. So, due to the climate change, sea levels are rising, melting of glaciers, drought happens, so are reversible over hundreds to thousands of years. Okay, so if we continuously using fuel which is fossil fuels, then it is difficult to reverse the prime situations of the earth. In May 24, India experienced a heat wave, and that heat wave is comes due to the greenhouse effect, and it causes socio-economic impact, including health risks, agricultural losses, energy strain, and water scarcity. So these are the main impact on the Earth planet from the climate change: health risks, agricultural losses, energy strains, and water scarcity. Now climate change is caused by human health. Most of the peoples from the world is most of the peoples from the world is said about that the about 80% of current global demands of primary energy, which is emit two-thirds of carbon dioxide emission. Means due to the fossil fuels, about 66% of carbon dioxide emission is happen due to the burning of fossil fuels and other non-renewable energy sources. Okay, so this is the graph. This is the graph which shows the carbon dioxide emission versus years. So as we see in the world, about 37.79 billion tons of carbon dioxide is emitted in 2023, and in India, which is about 3.06 billion tons in India, and other countries which is China and United States, which contributes 11.19 and 4.91 respectively. So and European Union 2.51 billion ton. Okay. So at the current rate of emission, it is estimated that 50% of chance of global average temperature will exceed 1.5 degree constantly about this year. Please off the microphone.
तो ये 20 किलो तेल पेड़ के अंदर ही है और कहाँ जाए हैं? मतलब 20 किलो तेल कहाँ जाएगा?
At the current rate of emission, it is estimated 50% of chance to global average temperature will exceed 1.5 degree constantly in about 6 years. Now, this is the next one is scientific. Scientists agree that humans are responsible for climate change. So most of the anthropogenic activities are responsible for the climate change. About 97% of study agree that anthropogenic activities cause climate change, according to the IPCC report, which is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Now, next one is every fraction of degree of warming matter. So this is the important point. So now every increment in global warming, extreme heat and rainfall events becomes more frequent and more intense. So due to the climate change and global warming, there is an increment into the temperature of the earth. So from 1815 to 1900, there is a rise in temperature is about 1.1 degree centigrade, and it is happened after the industrial revolution. If exceeds 1.5 degree, if temperature is exceed, which is average temperature, if temperature is exceed 1.5 degree centigrade above pre-industrial level, it is a, it is a 1.5 degree centigrade, it is a limit set by the United Nations. So there will be a more heat waves, longer warm season and shorter cold season. The Due to the exceed of temperature, these causes are happen heat waves, longer warm seasons, and shorter cold season. At the 2 degree centigrade of global warming, extreme heat cause impact on agriculture and human health. Okay, so if 2 degree centigrades average temperature is exceed, then agricultural sectors are being collapsed, and agricultural sectors will collapse, and human health is also collapsing. Now, next one is the climate is changing faster than humans, plants, and animal can adapt. Now, climate change is affecting on a habit and habitats of the planet. Okay, so many species and ecosystems are endangered due to the climate change. So are already near beyond their adaptation limit. So as temperature rise and rainfall pattern shift, many ecosystems are undergoing profound change. As temperature increases, polar ice caps are melting, which is a melting of glaciers leading to loss in habitats and animals such as polar bears. So most of the animal species and plant species are in endangered, so due to this climate change. Now climate change is a major threat to people's health. So about rest of the world, 80% of the world using fossil fuels, and it emits most of the greenhouse gases, and it causes a health issue. So the impact of climate change harming human health. About 8.7 million people currently every year die due to the outdoor pollution. So due to the outdoor pollution in the world, 8.7 million people are die. More than 80% of Indian exposed to climate related health risks. It is stated by WHO chief scientist. And heart cases of heart attacks, lungs cases are also increases in India due to this climate change. Now next one is natural gas is a fossil fuels, not a clean source of energy. So about 22% of global carbon emissions happens due to this natural gases, including LPG. From fossil fuel combustions, about 32% of global carbon emission is done with the help of oil or due to oil. Coal contribute 45% according to IEA, International Energy Alliance. The extraction and transfers of natural gases often release methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. So, due to the burning of natural gases, it emits carbon monoxide gas, or the greenhouse gases, and carbon dioxide gases, SCPs, and other form of greenhouse gases. Now, renewable energy will soon be the world top source of electricity. So, almost 30% of global electricity comes from the renewable energy, and government expected to it reach up to 90% up to 2050. Okay, so government having a government setting a limit to take 90% of electricity from the renewable energy sources up to 2050. Now renewable energy are projected to become a largest source of global energy generation by early 2025, but it is not possible. uh, in many regions, renewable energies are fastest growing energy sources. In many regions, renewable energy are the fastest growing energy sources. In Norway, Costa Rica, all Costa Rica, they are completely rely on a renewable energy sector. 100% they are relying on this renewable energy sector. Now this is the bar graph of carbon dioxide emission equivalent per kilowatt hour, which is power. So, clean energy technology produce far less carbon pollution than the fossil fuel, and it is true. Now, from the graph, as we see from the graphs, the carbon dioxide emissions happens per equivalent of kilowatt hour of 1 kilowatt hours of energy generation. In case of coal, about 820 gram of carbon dioxide emitted per kilowatt of our energy generation. In biomass co-firing, which is 740 gram for 1 kilowatt hours of equivalence of power generation or energy generation. Natural gas contributes 490 gram. Biomass contribute 230 gram. Then biomass contribute 230 gram. Solar photovoltaic industry contribute 48 gram. Solar photovoltaic 41. As we see, the renewable energy sources contribute much lesser than the non renewable energy sources, which are comes from the fossil fuel energy sources. Hydropower contributes 24 gram, nuclear 12 gram, wind offshore 12 gram, and wind onshore 11 grams. Okay, so now clean energy technology from wind turbine and solar panel to electric vehicles and battery storage do require a wide range of minerals and metals. Okay, for applications of renewable energy, for example, electric vehicles requires more minerals and metals for the production of these components and produce the some emissions, but still far less than the fossil fuels. Under the production, some amount of carbon dioxide emitted when renewable energy products are formed, but it is still far less than the fossil fuels according to IEA. So carbon dioxide emission per kilowatt hours. So as we see, coal power plant contributes 675 to 1.689 gram, natural gas 437 to 758 gram, and offshore wind 15 to 12 gram, wind turbine 25.5 gram according to an UNEC. Now next one is, some countries already rely on nearly 100% renewable energy. Now as we see this chart, or this plot, Paraguay island contributes 100% to renewable energy, which are Paraguay and Ireland, Uruguay. These countries are completely rely on renewable electricity. After that, Norway, Costa Rica also contributes almost about 100%. But in case of India, we are we are we are relying on 80% on fossil fuels, and only 20% of India 20% rely on renewable energy sectors. Okay, so now Indian industry are growing and will growing for contribute to more renewable energy sectors. After that, China, which is 65% rely on fossil fuels and 31% rely on renewable energy. And in case of world, 61% of rest of the world is relying on fossil fuels and 30% on a renewable energy sectors. Now, Costa Rica, Norway, Ireland, Uruguay power their grids with hydro, geothermal, wind, and solar energy, according to REN 20, Renewable Energy Networking 21. And Scotland, South Australia have met more than 100% of their total electricity demand with wind and solar energy. Okay, so Scotland and South Australia 100% rely on wind energy and solar energy. Now next one is, renewable energy is cheaper than fossil fuel. Okay, so this is the plot of energy. This is the plot of energy cumulative installed capacity, and this is the cost. Along the along the y-axis there is a cost, and along the x-axis there is cumulative installation capacity in megawatt. As we see from Okay. So as we see in solar photovoltaic industry in 2010, there is a 378 uh, do- 378 dollar per megawatt hour cost, and in 2019 about 68 per megawatt hour. Okay, so there is a logarithmic decrement in prices, and it is happening due to the learning rate. Okay, it is happening due to the learning rate. So solar photovoltaic in the industry having learning rate about 36%. So learning rate means each doubling of installation capacity, the price of electricity decline by the some percent. That some percent means what? It is a learning rate of a solar photovoltaics. Now, then offshore wind. Now here offshore wind, it's having a cost about 162 in 2010, and in 2019 is about 115. And in case of onshore wind, 86 86 per megawatt hour and 53 megawatt hour in 2019. Okay, so there is a logarithmic decrement seen in photovoltaic industry, onshore wind industry, offshore wind industry. And but in case of coal, as we see in case of coal, learning rate is zero. In case of coal, learning rate is zero. Coal has become significantly cheaper. So it's having a 111 in 2010 and 109 in 2019, which is a very small fluctuation. So that price are declined due to when solar installation capacity or wind installation capacity is increasing. Under the installation, if installation capacity is increases, the prices goes on decreasing. Okay, so in most of the part of the world, electricity from renewable energy plants such as wind or solar is now cheaper than the power from new fossil fuels plant, according to RNA. Now, new onshore wind and solar project cost roughly 40% less than the coal or gas. Okay, so onshore wind and solar project cost roughly 40% less than the coal or gas plants, and it contributes to the country's growth. So now, cost of newly commissioned utility scale projects falling 88% globally between 2010 and 2021. Okay, so utility scale is falling to 80% globally between 10 and 2021. Now the transition to clean energy will create some millions of jobs. Okay, so up to the 2030, about 5.7 million jobs are created in this renewable energy sectors. As we see this plot, as we see the plot, now the critical minerals which contribute zero point 0.2 millions of jobs creation, then oil and gas supply 0.3 million jobs creations, zero point 0.4 million jobs are created by low emission fuels, and others end use of efficiency with 1.2 million jobs are increasing. Okay, so and electric vehicles and battery sectors is continuously growing, and it contributes to increase 3.2 millions of jobs up to 2030, and total job gains at 8.4 millions. Okay, and this is the plot which shows in a red bars minus zero point 0.2 means it is minus shows a reduction in a jobs. Zero point 0.2 million uh, jobs are loses into the fossil fuels electricity industry, and 1.1 million jobs are lost into the internal combustions engines vehicles, and also in coal supply 1.4 million jobs are lost. The net jobs up to 2030 will be 5.7 millions. The transition to net zero emissions is projected to lead to an overall increment in the jobs, according to IEA. So by 2050, the renewable energy sector is expected to employ at least 42 million people. Up to 2050, 42 million jobs are available under the renewable energy sectors. Okay, so now next one is there are alternatives to petroleum based products. Okay, so as we use fossil fuels, so alternative for this petrol and diesel is biofuels. Okay, so biofuels are categorized in three categories: category first, category second, category third. Category first including energy created from the maize, sugar cane, or it is a plant based. Then second one is generation 2, which is comes from the raw material from the crops, and third one is from the algae and other forms of uh, uh, plants. Now, most plastic clothing, tires, digital devices, fertilizer, laundry detergent, and countries other everyday items are made from the petrochemicals. So, petrochemical industry uh, is growing due to these sectors: plastic, clothing, tires, digital devices. The materials is made from the fossil fuels such as via heat and other additives into the polymer. In 2019, plastic generated 1.8 billion metric tons of carbon emission, which is 3.4% of global total. So in 2019, 1.8 billion metric tons of plastic waste is generated, and it emits uh, uh, carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, which is 3% of the total global emissions according to United Nations environmental policies. Now we can still limit climate change if we act now. Okay, so this now there is an alarming situation so for a world, because there is a threat in health issues and other sectors. The choices we make today will determine the change in the climate we'll experience in the future. Okay, so large and sustainable reduction in emission of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases emissions would limit climate change. So if we adopt renewable energies, then carbon emissions goes limited. So it is important to adopt renewable energies for betterment of our mother nature. Now next one is way to transition to a renewable energy. So how to transit from non-renewable energy sources to renewable energy sources. The way is to reduce the climate change effect. We need to end our reliance on the energy generated from the fossil fuels. We have to avoid the energy generated from the fossil fuel and adopt renewable energies for our daily use. Okay, so sector which are responsible for climate change are electronic sectors, automotive sectors, telecommunication sector, industries, healthcare, aerospace, defense, and other sectors. These are the responsible for carbon dioxide emission because they utilize more fossil fuels. If they transit to a renewable energy sector, then emission of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases gets limited or lesser. So first one is make it as a global public good. Okay, so for transition toward the renewable energy, so make it renewable energy as a global public good, means available to all for poor peoples and also rich peoples. Now solar water heater, solar power prices are declining continuously due to the installation capacity increases over the years. So next one is the battery storage system. So we need to make a R&D in a battery sectors. Now super capacitors and other form of energy storage devices are comes in a market, and which are very essential for renewable energy storing. Then it is possible to spreading the renewable energy for every individual. Now a second one is enhance material availability. Now, the material which are used to form the components for renewable energy transformation sectors, the minerals and other components are comes from other countries. So it is important to collaborate all the countries for for these minerals and other components uh, to uh, to to get lowering the price. It is done with the help of collaboration and significant international coordination. So international coordination is important. Now, infrastructure development. Now, next one is infrastructure development. So, in terms of grid modernization and expansion, building factories and industry for the infrastructure development. In case of electrical vehicle sector, if we have to expand the energy sectors, which are electrical vehicle sectors, we need to increase more and more energy or charging stations and fuel stations, charging stations, biofuels pumps, etc. Now the ad today the ad comes on television, shows the Adani market, Adani renewable energy market. So this is the about the public awareness and engagement. Now next one is public awareness and engagement. So we people aware about the cause and effect of fossil fuels on environment. As we know, the cause and effect of fossil fuel on uh, environment. So we need to consume more energy from the renewable energy sector. So it is important to change our mindset from fossil fuels to renewable energy sectors, and it is done with the help of taking camps for the public to aware about the renewable energies. Now to adopt energy efficient practices at homes, make investment of solar panel for home and daily lives. Now next one is shift subsidies from fossil fuel to renewable energies. Now most of the subsidies are on the fossil fuels, which contributes biggest financial barriers to all countries. Now to transform toward the sustainability, we government needs to cut subsidies from fossil fuels and it transfer or shift towards the renewable energy sector. And after that, the renewable sectors are energy sectors will growing continuously. To achieve net zero emission by 2050, it is important to shift the subsidy from fossil fuels to renewable energy. So this is the United Nations set a limit up to 2050 to net zero emission, and Indian government set up to 2017 for net zero emission. Now next one is EV contributes to net zero. Now is EV contributes to net zero. So this is the plot showing adoption which is in a percentage and years along the x-axis. Now India contributes less than 1% in EV sector, means only means nearly less than 1% peoples are adopting electric vehicles, and it is happened due to the lack of charging station and other facilities for electric vehicle. But in case of Norway, there is a 29% of electric vehicle adoption. In Ireland, 80%, Sweden 11%, China 8%, Germany 5%, South Korea 2%, United States 2%, America 1%, and Japan is also in less than 1%. So this is the also rising of electric vehicle utility from 2012 to 2023. Now, electric vehicles are essential stations to decarbonizing transport. So, for the decarbonizing, we need to adopt EV vehicles or electrical vehicles. Globally, around 1 in 4 new cars sold were electric in 2023. Means from four new cars, one car from the electrical energy sector or renewable energy sector, which is electric vehicle. And this shares about 90% in Norway, and in China is it was almost 40%. So 90% in Norway, and China it is 40% adoption of electrical vehicle. In 2024, India sold 1.95 million electrical vehicles, which is huge number. In 2024, 1.95 million electrical vehicle sold by India, which was a record-breaking year for the country in electric vehicle industry. This was a 24% increment for 2023. Okay, so from 20 no, from 20 2 to 20 from 23 to 24, there is a 24% of hike in electric vehicle utility. When India sold about 1.6 million electric vehicles, and it is growing continuously year over the year. Now, vision of Indian governments towards the renewable energy. So government having some visions toward the renewable energy sectors to promote and to try to adopting people renewable energies. So government aims to increase the country renewable energy capacity and reduce use of fossil fuels. Okay, so government is completely aims to increase the country renewable energy capacity and reduce its use of fossil fuels. The government goal is to achieve 500 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2030, and potential 1 terawatt by 2035, up to 203.1 gigawatt of renewable energy generation is reached up to 2024. Now, government initiatives. So government is continuously promoting renewable energy sectors. So first one is National Green Hydrogen Mission. So National Green Hydrogen Mission is approved by Union Cabinet in January 4, 2023. The objective of National Green Hydrogen Mission is to position India as a global hub for the production, uses, and export of green hydrogen. Now, next one is PM Kusum Yojana. The government launched the scheme in 2019. The objective of this PM Kusum is to providing water security to farmers and enhancing their income. Now, human resource and development. The human resource and development is to educate and train the skill manpower to create a jobs, and to educate and train skill manpower. It is the primary motive of human resource and development. Now, next one is PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Okay, so PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. So government is continuously install rooftop solar panels, about 1 crore house up to 2027. Okay, so this is the target of Indian government to install 1 crore solar rooftop solar power plants up to 2027. So PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana is landmark initiative that was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on February 15, 2024. The aim to transform India's energy landscape to provide free electricity to household. Okay. Now, next one is green energy corridors, and green Green Energy Corridor. The program provided central financial assistance to develop the necessary transmission infrastructure for efficient evacuation of power generation from renewable energy projects. So it is builds a transmission infrastructure for all renewable energy sectors. Okay, so these are the government initiative: National Green Hydrogen Mission, PM Kusum, Human Resource Development, Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, and Green Energy Corridor. Now, this is the conclusion of this presentation, or my presentation. The wave of change towards renewable energies upon us, driven by necessary and opportunities. Okay, so opportunities and necessity will transform non-fossil fuels to fossil fuels. Okay, so, and it is completely rely on the every individual of the country to uh, to uh, to utilize all all the needs of every individual by using these renewable energies. Now it is unlocking its potential requires addressing key challenges like intermittency, grid integration, while capturing on technology advancement and economics benefit. This transition is not merely an environmental imperative, but an pathway of sustainable future. So, if you want to going toward the sustainability, then we have to adopt renewable energy, renewable energy for every aspects, and it is abundant and increasing affordable energy sources. And these are the sources of informations from which I gathered this information. And thank you for attending my presentation. Thank you. Okay, ma'am. I'm done.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening speech and for your sharing expertise with us. Now, we have a question answer session. If you have any question, I request all the participants, if you have any question, you may ask.
Hello, sir. Myself, Naveen from FYBSC.
Yes.
I have question about what you have said before. My question is, what are the job creation opportunities in the renewable energy sector?
So renewable energy sector creating jobs in solar energy industries, in R&D, then in wind energy production, which is to develop wind turbines or in a mechanical sectors, and also in electrical sectors, and also installation capacities and all.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. My name is Momin Hasiba Muhammad Arif from SYBSC. I have a question for you, sir.
Yes.
How can we improve the efficiency of solar panels and wind turbines?
What is?
How can we improve the efficiency of solar panels and wind turbines?
Okay. So in case of solar panels, we have to try different materials, previously silicon solar cells are adopting, but after that tandem solar cell means it's the mix of silicon and also perovskite material. Uh, So to enhance the efficiency of solar cells, we need to enhance the material quality and use other materials also, which is semiconducting material.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Now, as we approach the conclusion of this webinar, I would like to invite Professor Mahmoodur Rahman, sir, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Professor Mahmoodur Rahman. On the behalf of our organizing team, I extended my sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Professor Hitesh Narayan Wankhede, sir, for his valuable insight. I special guest, I special thanks to Dr. Rizwana Hamdani, ma'am, and Dr. Arif Anjum, sir, and all our speakers for their contribution. Heartfelt appreciation to organizers, technical team, and volunteers for making his event a successful. Lastly, thanks you to all appreciation participation. Wishing you all a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words and for bringing today's event to a formal close. We hope this session has been insightful and inspiring to all. Have a wonderful day ahead, and may all we have contribute to a greener and more sustainable future. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, the webinar is officially ended here. Thank you.
Okay.